Have you ever been in a store and they have like that wall of shame, like a bunch of pictures of people who are permanently banned from the store? They were doing something wrong. Maybe they stole or something, but now they're no longer allowed to shop there. For the longest time, I'd never actually seen one. I'd seen them on like TV shows and movies and stuff. So I knew that the idea existed, but I'd never seen it for myself. Until one day I was shopping at a liquor store in Colorado Springs. It was a Friday, which is Chub Day, the day that I get crossfaded. If you want to get crossfaded with me, join me tonight or any Friday night on my Twitch stream. I do a little smoking and a little drinking, we get lit. But one day I'm at this liquor store in Colorado Springs. I'm checking out, I'm buying my cider, and I see this wall of shame. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, what a bunch of good for nothing, low life, piece of show. That's a picture of me. They got me on this wall. What? I saw this picture right here. Now, before you say anything weird or accuse me of trying to steal, you can clearly see in the picture that I'm holding my wallet. I'm at the register checking out in this photo. I never stole anything. I never did anything bad in the store. This is actually at a Total Wine in Colorado Springs, which is a chain here in Florida, but this is not related to the chain. They just have the same name. But it's a Total Wine in Colorado Springs off South Circle, I believe. So if anybody's near there, I want to know, is my picture still up there? But there's a picture of me on the wall. I'm permanently banned from the liquor store. I'm not allowed to do what I'm doing. I'm actually shook at this point. You ever just checking out at the store and then you realize I'm permanently banned from this place for some reason? I'm like looking around like, oh no, they're gonna know. She's gonna look over at the wall and then look over back at me and be like, that's the guy. I'm checking the ceilings. I'm like, SWAT team's gonna take me out in no time, bro. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not trying to bring too much attention to it. I'm just trying to get my cider and go. It would have been terrible if they'd been like, nah, you can't buy anything. You gotta go to another store. Because they had the good stuff and it would have been a far drive for the cider that I was trying to drink. But after I paid and everything, I was like, oh, what's this wall over here? There was like 30-40 pictures on it. There's a lot of people. And the cash register lady was like, oh, that's all the crackheads and lowlifes that come in here and try to steal. Funny enough, the guy from the gas station over there comes in all the time. He's like, man, I recognize all these people. They're banned from my store too. I've never been in that gas station, but if I'm banned from there too, what the hell? So I'm permanently banned from this liquor store, and I don't know the exact reason why, but there's literally only two possibilities of why they banned me, and this is what I think that they are. So I did mention my Twitch. I used to do a lot of IRL streaming, which you're just walking around with like a phone or a camera. I'd have like a phone on a gimbal or a selfie stick, and I'd just walk around or drive around live streaming myself and just show people what I was doing through the day. I'd take the stream to restaurants. I'd go to the liquor store, obviously. Sometimes I would be streaming while I was in there shopping. I'd let chat pick out my cider sometimes. There's a lot of cool IRL streams out there. I really don't do it too much anymore, but one of my favorite ones to watch is Jay Streezy on Twitch. Definitely check him out. That guy's the homie. But I used to IRL stream in there sometimes. I'd walk around and just go through the cider aisle, check out a few things. So maybe they banned me because like, that's the guy that comes in here and records all the time and talks to himself and says, thank you for the booty clap and follow. Like, what does that even mean? So I think it could be related to that. Judging by the picture that they had of me, it's hard for me to tell because I don't see the setup there, but sometimes I just put my phone in my pocket because it would be a little bit easier. I don't remember the exact day, but I do remember that I did live stream in this store sometimes. So it was either stemming from me live streaming and them getting mad about it or not knowing what I'm doing, or this is the other reason. I mentioned in my video yesterday that I used to do secret shopping. If you haven't seen that video, it's pretty fun. But not all of the secret shops that I would do were like from the corporate office wanting me to just go check the retail stores. Sometimes it was like branding, like with the comic book store I mentioned. That wasn't his corporate comic book store. That was the comic book company making sure people aren't slinging it early. Well, one of the secret shops that I used to have, if I can even call this one a secret shop, is I used to have to take pictures of beer displays in liquor stores. Sometimes there would literally be like 20 stores available and they'd pay like $8 to $12. I could go make $200 in a day just taking pictures of like liquor store displays. But part of the rules were you couldn't get caught while doing it. You had to like sneak around, and some of them required you to get like 30, 40 photos. Multiple angles. Just imagine yourself trying to take 40 photos in a liquor store, getting all of their specific beer displays at different angles. Some of them are right by the cash register. Most liquor stores have the clerk in there and then one customer at a time usually. So they're just like, you need any help? You need help finding something? No, I'm just looking at my phone at weird angles, not doing anything weird. It was kind of weird. A lot of liquor store owners would like call me out because I'm the only person in their store and I'm taking pictures. Like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you taking pictures? I got called out a lot. I've got kicked out of stores before I was able to finish. It was actually weird. It got weirder over time because the shops would pop up like every other week and the people would like recognize me. I'd become a regular at the store going in every other week, but I wouldn't buy anything. I'd just take a bunch of pictures and leave because I'd only make $10 for the shop. If I bought anything, I'd be losing money. So I think it related to me going around this liquor store. This Total Wine was a really huge one and it was really close to my house, so I did it a lot. So I think it was related to me walking around there with a camera doing pictures or something. I'm not exactly sure. Those secret shops became so awkward. Like I mentioned, most of the time I'm in a small store and the one person that works there is just watching me the whole time. And I'm supposed to take 30 pictures or so. So at a certain point, to make it less awkward, I just made like this fake bullshit marketing letter. It's like, oh, I'm a representative of the Henderson Marketing Company. I just made like a fake logo. I just made like a fake sheet that said I was doing market research for a beer company or something. So I'd go into liquor stores and be like, hey, I'm just doing some corporate work here, blah, blah, blah. Hand them this fake paper that said I worked for Henderson. I put a phone number on it. I think at the time I put a Google Voice phone number I had. Just because I was curious. I was like, is anybody really going to check on this? But I'd go into these liquor stores. I'd just be like, oh yeah, here's my, it was like, you know, well written. It looked legit, but it gave them like some assurance that I'm not doing weird stuff. I don't know. I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to literally be in there secretly taking pictures. But like, it's like impossible to do at some liquor stores. So most places just took the letter and they were like, yeah, whatever, no problem. But one liquor store, I can't remember the name. I sort of remember where it's located. The guy did not believe me. He saw through my bullshit. It seemed pretty legit, but I handed him the letter and he's like, Henderson Marketing? I never heard of that. You here to take pictures of all the beer displays? I think this guy recognized me because I had been in there before to take pictures and he had eyeballed me. Asked me if I needed help a few times, you know? So I think this guy was a little suspect of me. Most liquor stores, especially in this area, it was like a single owner and they were there all the time. So this guy, that was his whole life. His liquor store was his whole life. He was super sus of what I was doing. I almost just wanted to come out and be like, yo, I work for this weird little app I have on my phone that's going to pay me $12 to take some pictures. Can I just fucking do it? I never actually came out and said that because I really was scared. I was like, what if they find out? What if I get banned and I can't? It was like my weed money at the time. That was my equivalent of people linking their Amazon Prime to their Twitch and subscribing to my Twitch for free at the time. That was my smoke money. So the one guy I was talking about didn't really seem to believe me. He let me take the pictures, but he was like really confused, watching me the whole time. And then I noticed while I'm in there, my phone starts ringing. He's calling the Google Voice number. I'm like taking a picture and a little call pops up. I muted the phone really quickly because I looked over. He's calling the number on the sheet that I gave him, which is linked to my Google Voice, which is going to make my phone ring, and he's looking at me. So I'm like, I didn't answer. I think it went to voicemail and he hung up, but he actually called again later because I had a voicemail from him. I wish I could find the voicemail because it was kind of funny. It was like, hey, some guy was in here, said he was with your company, Henderson Marketing. I'm not sure what you guys are about, but can I just get confirmation that he was supposed to be here taking pictures? Like, I don't know. I made the sheet, bro. Like, I don't know what you thought you were going to call. That was my phone number on there. Like, I should have called him back and be like, oh yeah, dude, that guy was definitely supposed to be here. Did you give him the special box that we sent you to give to him? I don't know. I was going to make up something, but I just stopped doing that type of secret shop after. It was just really awkward. And like I mentioned in my other video, the amount that they would try to pay would go like less and less. It was like $12 to take 30 pictures, and then it turned into 10, and then it turned into 8, and then it turned into 7. Then it was like $6.50. They literally try to drive the price down just to see if somebody will do it for less money. And then when somebody does, they just gave everybody a pay cut. If you're not banned from the liquor store, you better go get some chubs for the night. On Friday night, we get crossfaded on my Twitch stream. I do a little smoking, a little drinking, and we get super lit. So stop by with those Amazon Prime subs. And if you never saw my video about dab bars or smoke lounges, check this out to find out what smoke lounges in Colorado were like. Have a lit day, my dudes.